At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Tenant-landlord.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Tenant-landlord.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Tenant-landlord.
And I am Anthony Sierra, and a pleasant welcome to Focus on Liberia. This is our program, The Hour of Politics, with me, Anthony Sierra, your host. Today is a special edition this Sunday. We want to welcome all our viewers across the globe. Welcome to this special interview with my guest, Minister Isaac Doe, former Minister of Youth and Sports. He is here, and he is also a member of the CDC. The CDC is going through some political tough times, and so we invited Mr. Doe to share his insight and perspective on what the CDC is going through. Our topic: what is next for the CDC after the eviction? At this time, I want to welcome my guest, Minister Isaac Doe. Minister Doe, welcome. How you doing? This time, I want to.
Well, Mr. Sir, thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it, and of course, very excited to be here. I'm doing good, energized than ever before, and feel like I've had a very good week, especially leading to the episode that we've witnessed of recent. And so it will be a great discussion, and hopefully we have our viewers join us. And it's always good to discuss Liberia, wherever we are, and to ensure that everything we do centers around the country in making our country better for the future of all of us.
Thank you, Mr. Doe. We'd appreciate you honoring our invitation. Today, we confront a critical movement in our politics: the eviction and demolition of CDC headquarters in Congo Town. Was this a matter of law or a show of political muscle? With us is CDC stalwart and former Deputy Minister for Youth and Sport, Mr. Isaac Doe, to answer the hard questions. The future of Liberia's democracy depends not only on laws, but on fairness, tolerance, and respect for all political voices. To our viewers, stay engaged, stay critical, and remember, democracy only survives when the people demand accountability. With that said, let's go straight to the issue. Minister Doe, how do you personally see the eviction and demolition of your party headquarters. You are muted, eh?
Yeah, well, thank you. It would be a good thing for us to set the record straight by the words that we use. Not an eviction, but a demolition exercise.
Okay.
Purely on political grounds, ordered by the Unity Party, with direct knowledge of the president. And I'm not the one implicating the president. The president spoke of this when he arrived from Japan at the airport. So let's get the understanding of what happened. All of us, the viewers listening, you must have either experienced what we call eviction and also must have experienced demolition. Now, let's be clear. It is upon the owner of a property to decide what he or she wants to do with it. The person can demolish it, the person can keep it if they so want. But our concern are the processes leading on to what this owner decides to do. One, in an eviction, you will go to court. The court will issue an eviction ruling. That is not a notice. It is a ruling. The court will rule in favor of who a person they see as worthy of the property. That property, in this case, the landlord now, takes possession of the ruling and uses that ruling to inform the tenant that is the eviction notice. I have secured an eviction notice from the court, and I'm letting you know within 1 day, within 2 days, within 1 year, within 3 hours, you should vacate my property. That's the way the process works. Now, if you let the person property, the person can decide to go there and break it down, to go there and repaint it, to go there and sell it. That's their business.
So,
but the truth of the matter, this one was done differently. And before you come in quickly, our argument has not been taking someone else's property. Our argument has been following the legal processes and the way things should be done. I know we'll go through it bit by bit, but I just want our people to understand the differences between eviction, eviction notice, eviction ruling. What the court gave was an eviction ruling from the court. The CDC expected to have received an eviction notice based on the eviction ruling from the court. And that notice is expected to come from the landlord using the ruling as the basis by which it happened. The CDC did not get that.
So, Mr. Doe, are you telling me that you do not view the action by the government as not legally justified, instead as a political move targeted against the CDC?
Well, there are reasons to believe so, not from me, but by the evidence that exists. One, government officials were celebrating. Celebrating what? Why? Why were government officials celebrating? Two, you had officials of the LNP, the LDA participating in the demolition exercise. When has that ever happened? Three, you had members of law enforcement searching belongings of the CDC. Mr. CA, there is a difference between a warrant to search and an eviction notice.
So, Mr. Doe, let me further on the issue of celebration that you mentioned. The CDC and the Unity Party are rivals politically.
I agree.
And you and I are all fans of the beautiful game sport. When they score on your opponent, you celebrate. That does not necessarily mean that you are part and parcel of, kicking that ball in the net. Don't you see this as exactly what it is? And now that they are involved intentionally, and that's why they are celebrating.
Well, you just exactly spoke my point. On the football field, we expect the two teams to be the one having the issue when it comes to playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
We don't expect the referee to be the one celebrating when if a team misses a goal and you see the referee celebrating, it means a lot. In this case, the government, not the United Party, is the referee. So when you see officials of the government, who in this case should be the referee celebrating, one will want to ask, how can the referee, who should be a fair player between both sides? Who are the both sides here? The landlord and the tenants. In this case, the CDC is the tenant, the landlord is the person that owns the building. The government, not the United Party, is the neutral party. So how then can the neutral party, who should be celebrating the issue that concerns one party, the CDC, as the tenant, and the other party, the landlord, as the person having the home? And that's what I says.
Mr. Doe, I think you're trying to twist my analogy here.
Oh yeah.
And let me repeat that. You are a team. You meaning CDC. Unity Party is a team. The referee here is the government. Unity Party is celebrating a goal here.
So right? Again, you are wrong. There is a difference between the government and the party. What we are saying, government officials. If we saw United Party partisans or officials that are not government officials celebrating, that's okay. But once you are in government, you belong to the people of Liberia.
But they are celebrating as Unity Party partisans, as the government.
And that's exactly what I said. They are government officials. Now you brought it to the issue of the football game. Good. If Spain is playing, Spain got referees in Spain. You wouldn't find those referees celebrating simply because Spain is playing. Because by the function they bear, they have a responsibility to a set. That is the referee ball. This is the case with the Unity Party.
So are you saying the Unity Party as a government, or the government of Liberia, to pull it right, is celebrating this?
The government of Liberia, that's what I keep saying. Officials from the government of Liberia celebrating. That's just one instance to tell you it is political. I mean, I was coming to the second instance of before I got interrupted a little bit. The second instance is the legal process. As a citizen, as a political party enjoying all the rights of Liberia, you are entitled to seek justice, to seek comfort on our legal processes. Our legal processes calls for one, go to court, they rule against you, or they rule for you, you decide to take an appeal. That is the processes that exist. That process was not being exhausted when the government took action. Yes, the CDC got a ruling against, but the CDC felt that the judge who took that decision wasn't fair. And so they thought to seek comfort by taking an appeal to the higher court. Why? Okay, let's look at it from the other angle. That appeal process is still in the court system. What if that appeal process goes on to trial tomorrow and the judge then rules in favor of the CDC? What happens?
So, Minister Doe, I'm sure you know Senator Augustine Chie. My understanding is Senator Augustine Chie of Sano County is a member of the CDC. More so, he having to be a man of the law in terms of his profession. He said, I have said it privately before, and I'm going to say it publicly now, unquote, that our party must peacefully vacate the Bernard estate, honor our statutory and constitutional law, the filing of a new suit for specific performance by a party who has lost a prior eviction case does not automatically stay the eviction. His argument from his legal profession is that, look, we lost this case. Let's leave. And the government of Liberia is saying there is an order from the court ordering an eviction, thereby granting the person who won the case the legal right to do whatever they want with the property. So the government is saying this is a matter of law and we are going to enforce the law. Aren't you not in favor of fair execution of our laws?
And that's exactly what we have been arguing. We have taken an appeal. Is the appeal process out of the judicial system of our country? No. It is so part of it. What's our
the point you are making that Senator Chair is saying, is acknowledging that you have an appeal. That appeal is not a stay order.
No.
That's what he's saying. He's not of law.
Senator Chair is a respected member of our party, a great legal mind who want to differ with him a little bit in this one. While I'm not a legal person, we have seen times and again on how things have been played out. Our understanding, this is not by me. We've read this by too many lawyers who've come to the same conclusion that once a challenge to a ruling is taken and that is in open court accepted by the higher court, it automatically places a stay on enforcement of the ruling from the lower court. So if someone took you to court and sued you for $5,000, you got a ruling against you, but you believed, now once a ruling is against you, is that the government should enforce that ruling to ensure you pay the person their money. But once your belief is that certain things weren't considered, you did not agree with the ruling, and you took an appeal to a superior court from our legal system. I'm not a lawyer, but we do read, we do follow cases. We spoke with lawyers, and they've told us that automatically will put a stay on any enforcement processes from getting the money from you. That is part of the legal process. And that's why the CDC said, if you listen to the political leader, that we have long since says the final ruling from the court will be respected. Why is the final ruling? Once it goes through the court system and the final ruling is at the Supreme Court, we should be good. Now, I want to go beyond. Yeah.
May I interject? Senator Che, a member of your party, who having to be a lawyer, said quite clearly that an appeal is not a stay order. You must get an injunction from the court to stop the person who won the case for proceeding with any other thing they want to do. That is not the case yet. You only file an appeal and there's no injunction. There's nothing stopping them. That's his argument. And he's a lawyer.
So this is the thing. An appeal process places automatic stay on enforcement of the ruling prior. So it says now, you took an exception to the ruling, you didn't agree. Now, if the higher court rejects your appeal, that automatically resumes the lower court's ruling. But in this case, bill was even submitted. The case is on the docket, and the case should have been heard. It will be heard from my understanding. So the question now, the buildings were broken down. What if the court and the next court hearing rules in favor of the CDC? What happens? So now, let me just allow me to go a little bit ahead. For us, it's not about taking the property. It's about, again, the legal processes. Mr. C, what actually happened? How did we get here? And it is good for us to clarify from our people. People will say, oh, you were in power for 6 years. Why you didn't buy the property? Well, we did not only need to be in power to buy property because we shouldn't be using government money to buy property. Before power, after power, we can still buy it. Why do you think we should only be in power? That only means you are using government money. Let's take for critical an example. Just a few months ago, the United Party could not afford to pay 60,000 of rent per year. 60,000 of rent for the whole year. Can the United Party tell me today that they can afford 2 million to buy a property when they just couldn't pay rent for that same property just a few months ago? As an intelligent person, you know what happens. That's when the Liberian people should be enraged by the level of corruption in our country. If the CDC had bought the property straight off, what would people have said? But that's not an issue. The CDC has been a legal tenant. Mr. CN, CDC got in the building 2004. Just a quick rundown of what happened. Now, I wouldn't know the name exactly, but I will give you a good description. That property was given to the CDC by the Bernards. On what basis? The Bernards are the real biological children of Archibald Bernards and his first wife, who both built the property. When the first wife divorced Archibald, Mr. Bernards, and left, that's how he married the second wife, whose cousin is Dempster now claiming the property. The second wife isn't Dempster's mother. It's just a relative who's claiming the property. So what was the court ruling then? Okay, yes, your mom, your biological mom and this man built the property together when they were married. Both of their names are on the deed originally. But for the fact that this other woman was the wedded wife before he died, the property becomes hers based on the marriage law. At that time, we were dealing with Archibald Bernard, who gave the property, who are the legal biological children of the mother and Mr. Bernard, who both built the property and names on the deed. It was on that we were doing business with him, paying rent. So when the lower court ruled, Archibald Bernard took an exception and took an appeal. How could we have determined that the appeal process will go Archibald's way or will go Dempster's way? For the fact that Dempster's ownership of the property is based on the marriage law, by which the property was given to his relative based the fact that she was married to Mr. Bernard before he died. Think about it. So there was a family fight between them.
Mr. Doe, thanks for providing that information. But fast forward, the new ruling now is in favor of the family that has demolished this property. And that is the court ruling until there is another ruling to reverse that ruling. I don't know if that will happen. So you are more like arguing on due process because you say you have an appeal that stayed in place. But to your point you make earlier before providing that history there is that this is Senator Chair, a lawyer. He said, under our statutory and constitutional law, the filing of a new suit for specific performance as a party who has lost a prior eviction case does not automatically. You said, I brought this back because you said when you filed an appeal, that means that there is an automatic stay over. Senator Chair, who is a lawyer, is saying that is not the case. So with that said, let me bring the other aspect of this discussion. You have issue with, people celebrating. You said the government is celebrating. I don't know whether you can divorce the government from the people who actually want the government or who are in government, who are leading the government. For example, if we go back in history, this thing happened before. And that's why I brought the analogy. Let's listen to this. This is someone you know who is a member of your party.
Oh, I'm begging you, that the party that said they want power, look at trouble. The people that said they want power, they can't even pay their own house rent. They can't get them power. So do what you wear now. You better go find play your sitter. They got them funny, oh. And if we are considered, they say, as strong people, strong man, your own horse, you can't pay. They say you man. When they say you man, you must pay your rent for it. But you can't pay your own rent. They say you man. What kind of man you are now? What kind of man you are?
So that was Sekou Carrasco, former presidential aide to President George Manawiya. You could tell he was enjoying himself. He was having fun. A member of CDC, was in the CDC government. I don't know if we could divorce him, from CDC as a party and CDC as a government. But he was enjoying himself, laughing. And you brought up the issue of Unity Party. Unity Party initially was paying $60,000 a year for, I believe, the McLean's property. The owner of the property then requested an increase in the yearly rent to $100,000. And Unity Party said, we're not in a position to pay that money. They were even negotiating for $30,000. And they could not. And this is, I'm quoting Mo Ali to put it right. And Mo Ali, according to him, because they could not afford that at the time, they decided to leave. And according to him, they left. But, those of you who are political opponent, classify it as an eviction. They left, they found another place, and there was Carrasco, laughing at them. So for other Unity partisans who are also in the government to be laughing, I see it as the same laugh Carrasco was having, and I believe maybe it was okay with you. So how come now you find problem with it?
So again, Carrasco is 100% right, and you may be looking at it differently. Yes, how? The action on the headquarters of the CDC was an action carried out by the government of Liberia.
Okay.
The action at the Unity Party headquarters was an action carried out by the landlord of the property and not the government of Liberia. The Unity Party's issue concerned around failure to pay rent, not the CDC's issue. The CDC issue is not about failure to pay rent. As we were talking, I sent you all of the receipts of the rent we paid as issued to us by Demstar, Ibrahim Demstar. So it is not like we were so irresponsible not to be a legal tenant. Unity Party did not afford to pay rent. It was not the government that went to enforce them for the money to be increased. That is the difference. The reason we are saying this was political, unlike that time, the government was involved in this one. That time, the government was not involved into it. Think about it. The difference. Now, you saw police, you saw armed men, you saw government operatives at the headquarters of the CDC. That time, you did not see government person. So the government did not have any part to play then because it was only between the landlord and the tenants. Now, the government...
Don't you think because this case is very contentious and that it needed state security to help, and that the state security were invited by the party to this conflict that won this case?
That is why we keep saying this is political. Like I've said, all of us have either experienced or seen eviction processes. When you get an eviction ruling, the party who won the case notifies you through an eviction notice. If the sheriff comes to enforce the eviction notice and you refuse to move, then the sheriff returns to the court and inform the judge before the judge asks law enforcement to come and help. Was it done this time? No. That's what we are saying. So why did police go to evict anybody when there was no refusal? When there was no notice served? Why did they go? And in addition to that, Mr. C,
yes,
while they were evicting, they were searching You will agree with me, there is a warrant that goes along with search and seizure. Did they have any? What was the LDEA doing there? Did they have any warrant to go and search for anything?
Well, apparently they got intelligence that there could be drugs.
You cannot run a country on intelligence. There could be. You cannot pre-assume the future. That's what the legal
This is a security operation. You cannot dismiss intelligence.
No. This is it. If you had intelligence, you go to the court, get a warrant, and go to follow up with your intelligence. You don't get intelligent because I'm sleeping in my house. You get intelligent, and you come in my house, you bust my door, you come to me. That's not how a government works. That's not how a system works. Because say in your house, you in your house.
Are you saying that they didn't have any eviction notice?
No,
for being there, because I saw the co-officials.
Eviction notice does not go to LDEA. What's the LDEA doing there? Eviction notice does not go to the LNP.
Apparently, it was joint security operation. Maybe
when has joint security started evicting people on any of the planets that we live on?
Because maybe this was a politically sensitive case.
Liberia is the first country to have a joint security camera eviction. Now, there are precedences on everything that happens. What we are saying, this entire case was political. But let me tell you the truth. We are only here talking about it for our people to grasp what actually happened. Now, I wanted to pick it back a little bit on what you said.
Okay.
Let the people get to know our argument. Yes, the court ruled in favor of Abraham Dempster, who we went ahead and paid money he issued of rent. That alone created a tenant-landlord relationship. If you did not have a home, you will not rent it. The only way you will rent a home, unless that home is in your possession. That was the first ruling that went in CDC's favor. When the judge said, no, we cannot evict these people on the basis of what you're saying because they pay you rent, you accepted the way you issued a receipt. That was a relationship established. Beyond that, what's the CDC's argument? After the Supreme Court had ruled against the other family for Abraham Dempster, CDC entered into a negotiation with Dempster. What did that negotiation say? It said the CDC will have the first right to refusal in the event of any sales preference. Okay. What did that mean? It means CDC is in the building. If Dempster decides to ever sell the building, the first option that will buy is CDC.
CDC, yeah.
So CDC is saying these are legal things that happened. If you want to sell the property, we need to go by the agreement we have. What did the agreement say? We have the first right of refusal. We have first right to purchase the property. If we cannot buy it through our negotiation, then you go to the next party. So all of those processes were still in the legal framework. We're still going through the court process. When Joseph Walker, because he was coming from Japan with almost for the settlement delegation and bringing good English.
Let's stay with the case. I know you want to throw political punches. You are raising a good point. So here's the deal. So if Dempster decides to sell the property or rent it out again for another period, based on the ruling from the court that was in your favor, CDC is the person to talk to first. Do you want to buy? Or do you want to stay or continue on the agreement here? Is that correct?
100%
but in this case, why if the reality is that Dempster is saying, I'm not selling it, I'm not renting it, I want to develop my property, I don't want you here. Don't you think it's on that basis that they sought the eviction or notice from the court and you have to leave?
And everywhere you turn it, the CDC is right. We are saying, if you don't want to sell your property, if you want us to leave, then go ahead and serve us with an eviction notice. Isn't that the simplest thing?
So was it the notice that you got down from the court?
No. It was the day they came, they brought a paper. Who comes to your place and brings a paper and says, eviction notice? There has never been a point in the history of the planet where eviction notice is accompanied by discussion of a property. Eviction notice means I've got a notice. I gave you 1 day to move. I gave you 1 hour so that you can take your things. If you refuse by that time, then they go in and throw your things outside. But in this case, the police, LMP or LDEA were all in a building, stealing weave, peeping all around the building, searching things. Who sent them to do that?
So talking about the theft that took place during what been reported as an eviction and demolition exercise, the LMP has disrobed the 2 police officers, suspending them, and I think the LMP is doing what needs to be done to hold them accountable. But it was also reported that guns and drugs were found. What do you expect going to happen? I understand there's an arrest that was made by a commissioner of West Point that he was in possession of that firearm. How is CDC worried about any other investigation as a result of drugs being found and guns and all that? Are you worried about these things?
The same people that took hair cannot be the same people that put gun. You take now. And that's why they say you take. So they took hair, but they can't put gun. Okay. They were searching the place. Nobody asked them to go search. They never had search and seizure warrant. They never had any such authority to do it. The only the police supposed to do, stay outside, see these people call their things, they go to lock the door. They don't have no power to enter the building and go search anything. What I can guarantee you is, I personally will push, there will be a lawsuit. Let me just stop it there. There will be a breaking news you want to hear. There will be a lawsuit from the CDC. The lawsuit against the government. We are not sure that a lawsuit of the government will not also, we know. We just want to be on the record. Again, even in 20 years, that lawsuit will come because the government will move from power. We know what we're doing. There will be a lawsuit against the government for this illegal act they did.
A lawsuit, you are assuming you will not win. But
no, I'm not saying that lawsuit. Even if they muscle it, we have to set it by the record, but there will be one. But let me go to the main issue. So,
but let's clear one issue before you get to that main issue. Let's state for the record here, Mr. Doe, did you as a party at any time owe the Bernard any dime in rent, arrears whatsoever?
I just sent you the receipt, zero. I just sent you the receipts, zero.
I see a receipt here.
This is one for the cost of
4,170 United States dollars. Was this amount for the month?
If you see Office of the Code of Sheriff, this is code costs. Congress for Democratic Change treats as full payment for code judgment. This is the code judgment cost. So we are clear with every payment. Go to the next receipt, you will see everything. What we are saying, we were only asking, leave politics out of this. What we know is eviction of CDC breaking down home will not change the price of rice, will not change the US rate, will not give nobody job. We don't do anything for the country. The government needed to focus on the bread and butter issue confronting the country, then focusing on the CDC. The country has become one of the hardest to live in country in the history of Liberia.
Mr. Doe, I'm not sure about that. Let's get to something there. Mr. Doe, hold on there, Mr. Doe. Let's come to something here. I want to know, Mr. Doe, what impact do you think this eviction, whatever way you call it, will have on the morale and the unity of the CDC moving forward? Because there are some people who think this has demoralized your party, it has killed your spirit. And if you want to be sure of that, let me quote somebody who probably has gotten into trouble for saying this. This is D. Flo Flomo, a one-time supporter of the Congress for Democratic Change, and he having to be deputy director for OSA broadcasting at the nation's radio, ELBC. He wrote on his Facebook page, and I quote here, "Mission accomplished big time. In my history book, CDC is now homeless. No more tires burning on public roads again, with them being homeless." So has this, because he's saying now that you are done. So is that the case here, Mr. Doe?
Anthony, if we talk about Liberia political operation, we're not counting those people. Let that man be here wherever the place and LBS and just I don't respond to those kind of people at all. Like, so let me tell you, I'm trying to have fast and prayer for the next few days for President Barker to go and break other CDC party headquarters, because I'm thinking, you know, I was telling one of my friends, say, my man, it seems to be if anybody attack UP, I will attack them, because it seems to be UP is running campaign for us. So the people helping us to run our campaign, why are you attacking them? It's like UP doing good. You know, see, the demolition of the building re-energized the base. Beyond the base, it re-energized Liberians. Even people that did not like to hear the name CDC were sympathetic to the CDC. Within that time, you are seeing seditions across the world.
I don't see the evidence to that.
Asking for us to open fundraisers so they contribute. Personally, me, just yesterday, I have got $17,300 contribution from seditions.
For what?
So, because they say, let's build our party headquarters. Those people play politics. We are the masses party.
Why are you collecting money? Are you the right person to collect money for the CDC?
No, I'm not saying I received the money. I said contribution that came to me. People say, listen, I get this to contribute 10,000. I get this to contribute 300. I get this to contribute 700. When you guys starting it, that's why the president said we are in the process of establishing a committee that will do all of these things. But I will tell you, the demolition of the building that was purely political, as everyone has seen it, has reawakening the spirits of seditions and Liberians as a whole. People who never wrote a single line positive of the CDC were writing. I spoke with a lady who always commented on my post. She said, you know what? We were catching her time in the country. We've been trying to take shame from our face. They UP paper, they even see it and then they can't break the other people. I'm done with UP yet. They want power on our cities to take my one vote. At least that is one vote that came from United
So,
Party.
Mr. Doe, you are saying, but bear with me here, that you have picked up an enormous sympathy for your party, and that NJ now is in the roof for your party. You know, talk is cheap, and I've seen your party missing so many opportunities. My question is simple: what concrete steps is the CDC leadership taking now, legally and politically, in response to what has happened?
Well, thank you. For the legal aspect, our legal people will talk about it. I know there will be some kind of a lawsuit because of properties that were stolen. Things were on video, people stealing. The country so hard that even police officers are going to steal with so that they can give it to their girlfriends. Their girlfriend been complaining that you bringing no money who I can plan my hair. So because of that, they had to go to the place, take the poor people business, store it to give it to their people. That's how the country has become. Law enforcement officer. There will be some form of lawsuit that know that. Let's come to the political side of it. And that's what I'm saying. We have unveiled the first state-of-the-art party headquarters ever to be built in Liberia. That one will be built. A committee is being established to ensure funds are collected and the process goes on smoothly. When the president returns to the country, there will be a groundbreaking ceremony. Right after that, the issue of county tour will commence so that the president can talk to the people across Liberia, inform them of what CDC has gone or going through. And let me say this. If actually losing a party headquarters is any precedence to go by, after United Party lose theirs from like 3-4 times and they still won the presidency, what does it mean to us? It means we are there, right? Secondly to that, though, if the party headquarters made seditions, we wouldn't be having sedition now for the fact that it's breaking down. But seditions are beyond physical space. While we need physical space to conduct our business, CDC as a party is an ideology that lives within the hearts and minds of the people. And that's the reason why no matter where we go, you see the spirits of CDC flowing. Some of us, we could have joined any political party. We may not be the most educated people on the planet, but we did go to school. We learned. We are smart. We are intelligent. We have had calls from United Party down to the highest level of United Party. We have had calls. I have said it on show. They have offered me jobs. They have offered me contract. We refuse that. Not because we don't love our country, because we want genuine effort for the development of Liberia. And the person people do, we think can better do that by the evidence that exists. It's just we are his people, not just political wrangling, but the actual befitting to our country.
Mr. Doe, correct me if I'm wrong. What others and myself observing here is you crying wolf here for what many see as a fair enforcement of our laws, and you are making a whole lot of noise about it. Why don't you behave like the Unity Party when it got evicted, it quietly found another place, and it will go to win the election? But you are making a spectacle about
Unity. That is different. Unity Party could not pay rent. It's different. CDC pay rent and have legal right to the place they pay rent. If you pay rent, you have legal right to where you pay rent at. Unity Party did not have any such legal right because they could not afford to pay rent. That is the difference.
All right.
Because we had legal right to where we were, we sought the law to come for us. We pray for the judiciary system to come and see who's right, who's wrong. Not on the basis that we want to claim properties, on the basis that our rights were being violated. And this is not the process of if we will leave or will not leave. The CDC, stay or not stay, who be building its own party headquarters. That is so far maybe the youngest, most powerful political party that will be the first to have a state-of-the-art party. So if we talk about leadership that matter, you want to have a party that been to a place since 2004, had not been evicted, unlike the United Party's 41-year history that have been evicted more than 4 times, despite they will be having 18 years of leadership, as compared to CDC says, they still don't have a party headquarters of their own. If you want to bring that into consideration, the CDC should always be above.
So your leader, former President George Manawia, put together a committee, and one of your party executive in person of Akaros Moses Gray said your political leader has secured the land, and it is just a matter of time, probably in months, that work will resume on the construction of your party new headquarters. In fact, President Weah, in his statement, said it, that there will be a new home for your party. Why shouldn't anybody believe that this will not be, one of such broken promises? Your party had made a lot of promises that are completely broken. Why shouldn't believe this will be another one?
CDC has never had a promise that has been broken. CDC
I can give 15 for you, but because of time, I can give you few.
CDC had a party headquarters from day one. CDC had never hold anybody rent. Or
I'm talking about promises in general. This is not any different.
CDC had not had a promise. CDC had not had a promise, to my knowledge, that they didn't go by. CDC had participated in every election. CDC came on one election and said they would not go for the runoff. They did not. So that's not a broken promise. That's something that they say they will do, unless you know something else. If you're talking about things that happen in government, if you have a government running and the government can achieve even 70 to 80% of its promises, that government is successful.
So let me remind you of one promise by the CDC. At some point, you had a data rally, and I'm sure you remember what was the intent of that data rally. What did you do with that money?
Well, the data rally, like we say, the CDC has been paying rent. The CDC was never using government money to pay rent. The CDC needed to use CDC money to pay rent. And how does CDC generate funds? So one of those you talk about, the data rally. That's the reason why we have not hold no rent.
My understanding is the data rally was intended for you to purchase the property, and that never happened.
That's what I explained to you. While we are looking to purchase, will we not be paying rent in addition to that?
So did you get back to your supporters? Did you get back to your members that, look, the owner of the property is not allowing us to buy? Send me collected this money.
Well, the thing is,
let me question.
You are not saying the same thing. You asking the same question that I'm answering. We did not have a data rally specifically to say we're going to buy property. We had a data rally for the operations of the CDC. The operation of the CDC is not just limited to one aspect of it. It's inclusive of everything. Even the party chairman traveling, the operations. We need to buy sheets to put our press releases, the operation. We go on radio stations to do things, the operations. We pay rent, the operations. So there has never been a data rally say, let's have data rally to buy party headquarters. No, it's inclusive of everything. And that's why the party, as transparent as it's been, has always put out, has always informed its citizens on things they are doing. The citizens too, and the supporters see all of what we do.
Mr. Doe,
Mr.
Doe, the issue of reconciliation in the party is one big promise your leaders have made over and over. From what we know, the CDC is not unified. And so one would think this is a broken promise. Why wouldn't you believe that is the case?
Reconciliation is one of those places that I have personally made a recommendation and will follow up with that.
Are you admitting that it's a broken promise?
No. What I will say is we just have to go beyond what we've done and do more. Okay. But if it is a broken promise, it will mean we have not done. Mm-hmm. Do you want me to name the amount of persons that even insulted George Weah, but he still brought back in the government, that were friends with him, that came around, that spoke with him? Those are the issues. But I just think we need to do more. There are seditions we know that are actually seditions. They may have felt a little broken due to some things that happened. We have to understand that. One of those people is my own brother, Julius Panto. Another person is the man you know, Joseph Jackson. Oh, yes, they're on Facebook. They say a lot of things. But the truth is, you have to understand where they come from. If you spend a lot of your years with a certain thing and then felt a certain way the way it felt, you want to agree that these people will not be happy with it. I would have loved them to take a different approach, but everyone cannot be the same. Arthur Zakama, one of those technocrats we've had that actually stood up for the CDC. Those are people that I know the political leader will be reaching out to, because we are in the vanguard, we are in the back to ensure these things happen. It will not be an easy process. They are not happy. Sometimes the issue of lack of trust comes in because, okay, this happened before, but we have to be sincere. And in all that I know, reaching out to these people, all of those people, Joseph Jackson, he's a big brother. He says a lot on the internet. He's angry. George Weah will never come back. But again, he is someone who supported George Weah to be president. He will only be saying it today because he's angry. Arthur Zagaman, one big brother who doesn't say anything quiet, but is someone that I think we should reach out to. Julius Banto, those are people. There are others who, for some reason, see themselves to be unpushable. Those people will leave them. You can't kill yourself for anything. But there are others who are genuine that will think
that you are intentionally.
Well, I think Abba belongs to a political institution, and Abba has shown everything from him that he wasn't part of the CDC and did not think he wants to be part of the CDC. If you were to ask me as a person,
the man who was chairman of your party,
well, it's okay.
I believe
was chairman of the party. I think Abba was chairman of the party, and his only intent was to have Vani Shemo run on the, not Vani Shemo, but the late Charles Bromsky run on the party as the party's candidate. So I'm sure
it wasn't the kind of political deals you guys made all the time.
Well, no. That was just his that was the only thing he wanted to do. But what I'm saying is, if you were to ask me, I want the CDC to go to everyone. But in life, you cannot get everything. If you were to ask me, Abba is one man who the CDC did not do anything against. Abba worked in the government. Abba was employed with the MCC. Abba had a project in my office.
You call that employment?
You say what?
You call that employment?
He was employed.
All right, let's leave it. Mr. Doe, let's come to something else. You are an opponent, politically speaking, with the United Party, I believe, on policy grounds, on governance grounds, and so on and so forth. For the records, all right, I want you to state your disagreement politically in terms of governance with the United Party on one hand, and the president of Liberia, President Joseph Yimambwaka. What are your issues with the president, this government, and United Party as an institution?
The president does not have a clue on running a country. Our issue is how he is destroying Liberia. He's destroying everything Liberia stood for. from the judiciary to the legislature. Look at all the major branches, all the three branches of government has been all chaotic. Look at the legislature. See the speakership fight. When was the last time Liberia had two speakers? We had two speakers under Joseph Boakai. When was the last time the symbol of our democracy, the Capitol building, got burned? Capitol building got burned under Joseph Boakai. When was the last time all of this happened? It was under Joseph Boakai. Look at the Supreme Court. Let's be fair. The Supreme Court now has a Chief Justice who, in my view, not that he is not educated and not a qualified person, but is the least qualified and least educated of all of the justices. How can you have a Supreme Court justice who is the least educated, the least experienced, and the short-lived on the court than every other person? How can you have that? You can see all of these things are not a way the country runs. Joseph Boakai has broken every law that makes our country strong. The country now is in its worst shape. The prices of commodity, it is as if these guys got no clues. That's what we've always said. Imagine a government that came to power on the basis that they are the most intelligent, the most knowledgeable, the most experienced, cannot develop a single project from start to implementation. They will always rely on every single project that we did. And so that I will tell you, to develop a government project, look for money is not anything easy. For you to sleep, wake up in the morning, think about something to make something better. Think about it from your head, your brain. Then you put it to paper. Then you go, you look for partners to support it. It is not an easy thing. We used to be in the office over there sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning, putting projects together. Sometimes we do about 10 different project proposals before we get one, before we satisfy with the one. It's not something easy. Unity Party cannot stomach one. They are only relying on things that were there. And it only tells you that people are clueless. They don't know what they want to do. When Unity Party was in power, some 12 years they had before, that was when Liberia was riding on international community. The money was flowing in. You didn't need to do anything. Just sit down, they will bring paper, you sign it and carry. Right now, no. You have to look for your own money before you sign. And that's why you see the country going the way it is. Everything in the country is going back. Don't ask me. Ask the people on the ground. Ask your family. Ask your friends. Ask Unity Party people. Everything is in no head, no tail. The educational system has become total mess. All of the gains that have been made are all going back. The health system and everything is just not going the way we thought it would go. And on that basis, our own thinking is that the president was never ready. He did not learn anything from the 46 years he spent taking government taxpayer money as salary, which is very sad.
Mr. Doe, there are others who feel that the CDC is not in any moral place to raise any voice or voices of condemnation and accusation against the Unity Party, that you had 6 years to make a difference, and they are yet to see what difference you make, and that what you are accusing the Unity Party of are things either you did worst. And so to hear you say, oh, Unity Party is not doing this and not doing that, they don't think you should be the one. There are others who think that the CDC should shut up.
So
don't you think these people have a point here?
Okay. So Unity Party served 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
They left from power. They were still criticizing CDC.
Mm-hmm.
They had a moral voice to criticize CDC after 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
But CDC, on the other hand, does not have any moral voice to criticize UP after 6 years. Our criticism is, you came and said you were coming to rescue the country to make it better.
Mm-hmm.
How come you are doing worse? That's the criticism. If Unity Party had one voice, they call moral voice. After 12 years to criticize the CDC, CDC had triple moral voices to criticize Unity Party. And it is not on the basis of even because they have moral voice. It is because of the improvements we've made to the governance of Liberia that Unity Party is taking back. Mr. C, our achievements as a government are not in breeze. They are in eyes. They are in physical locations. You can see, you can feel them. Go to Liberia, you will see park, you will see roads, you will see market houses, you will see proper housing, you will see these things with your eyes. The United Party brought up a document that they call the arrest document. On page 83, let me be sure I'm right, I will confirm it. Go to page 83. Go and see rows. It is not what George Weah said. It is what the United Party said. The United Party said from 1847 to 2017, Liberia had a total road network of a little over 700 kilometers. That's why you people put in that document, not me. But then, from 2017 to 2022, they said the total paved major road network went up to 1,200 kilometers. If you were to do the math, between from 1847 to 2017, 700. From 2017 to 2022, 1,200 is about 500 difference. That means the CDC constructed or improved and paved road network almost double the total road network that was paved from 1847, including United Party 12 years of governance. I'm not saying it. You know, is there a way you can put things on here? I want people to see what we're talking. So it shouldn't be as if we are lying. But the truth, what I'm talking, let me look for it.
So why you find that, folks watching us? My name is Anthony Sear. This is the Hour of Politics, of course. This is Focus on Liberia. You are welcome. If you are just joining us, we want you to share the broadcast with somebody. We are in conversation with former Deputy Minister for Youth and Sports, Mr. Axido, who is from the CDC. Our topic is what is next for the CDC after what has been reported as an eviction from its headquarters in Congo Town. If you want to join the discussion, we have opened the phone line for you to participate. If you look in both Facebook and YouTube live feed, you should be able to see the number posted there. You will be able to see it. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's the number for you to call, 605-313-6004. Don't hesitate to enter the code 791-403 pound to join the conversation. If you want to call on WhatsApp, look in the scrolling text below. You will see a number ending in 6224. Again, a number ending in 6224 in the scrolling text below is the number you can call via WhatsApp. If you are not in the US and you have in any part of the world you want to participate, call that WhatsApp number in the scrolling text below. That number ends in 6224. I will try to post the number as well. Mr. Doe, did you send that information?
I send the information because I want these are the facts beyond the propaganda that happened.
Okay.
I want you to kind of put it on the screen while I'm talking about it, so the people can see what United Party put in their own document. This is beyond the lies they told from 2023 when they said the CDC did not do anything. Now, I've always said you can lie to come to power. You cannot lie to govern a country because the facts will always stack up against the lies. And that's exactly what we are seeing. I want you to put it up for our people to see with their eyes exactly what the United Party put in their own document. This is not the CDC document. The CDC did not contribute to that, but I want us to see. There are many other examples we can go to, but I want us to stick to this simply because we have to differentiate the lies that brought United Party to power and the truth that exists as a country. Listen.
Thank you, Mr. Doe. So while I get that information, let me ask another question for you. Let's look at the assessment of the United Party government in terms of the composition of manpower. When the CDC was in power, the criticism was that the CDC officials were heavily from the Southeast, and more so that there were a lot of incompetent officials in the CDC government. Now, the CDC had employed a bunch of incompetent people. All right. If you look at the United Party, and I want you to put on your fair cap here, do not just throw any blanket accusation against the United Party because you are an opponent. All right. So tell me, if you compare the CDC government on President Weah and the United Party government under Joseph Yamambuaka, will you say the United Party government is more competent in terms of composition of government official compared to the CDC? What is your assessment?
So, like you said, we should be fair.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to be fair. And let me know if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Competence is shown by deliverables.
Mm-hmm.
Competence is shown by action of the people. Compare the CDC and the UP. Who has delivered? What delivery of the UP can you compare with that of the CDC? The only thing I can tell you, United Party exaggerated what they know, what they can do based on the 12 years when the international community was bringing all the money in Liberia. I have not seen the level of intelligence one who need to run a country anywhere within UP. So again, if we want to leave the issue of deliverable achievements, let's go to the academic record. Is it possible we can match individuals in positions to individuals that were in CDC position? Can we match the credentials, the educational background of the finance minister of CDC to the credentials and educational background of Kafuan, who is the finance minister of UP? No. Senator is way above that. Can we come down to the next level? Can you even go to my position that I occupied? What did I bring in terms of experience and education compared to the person who's there now? Can we do those comparisons? It doesn't match. The United Party accused us of appointing people to government that were in university, that had not graduated. But the United Party appointed people that did not even finish high school. So,
for example,
level. Oh yeah, LD, Library Broadcasting System, very categorized in finish high school.
Eugene Fagon?
No, not Eugene. Those the other guy there, but Eugene got AA plenty. The person now in Eugene positions got masters. Eugene now got AA. So everywhere you turn it, you see the difference, and that's why you saw the quality from the CDC. But let me tell you though,
another aspect of my question was your government was being criticized.
Yeah,
highly southeastern. Your government was dominated by people from the southeast. How do you see it? The United Party government must have a fairer and balance in terms of the geography of the country, isn't it?
So again, I always, like you said, we should be balanced, and I really want to be, and I hope we can. 2023 we're empowered by lies. I can tell you, the United Party overpower us,
right,
by lies. This time, our own being in our opposition is not based on lies. Whenever we say something, we want to back it by the fact. So as you ask me a question, I can send you documentary evidence. The Southeast consists of 6 counties.
Okay.
6. Lofa County consists of 1 county.
Okay.
The Southeast put together did not have 20% of the appointed positions in government. They talk about the speaker. What the speaker get to do with George Weah? That the hospital elected the speaker, so that went there. But that was propaganda. United Party today has about 51% of its official coming from a single county, Lofa County. So
how factual is this information, Mr. Doe?
I sent you just a little bit of information. These are evidence that exist. Let's look at it.
All right, let me look at what you gave me before you continue.
If you were to compare,
so let me look at what you sent me, and this is your
just a tip of the iceberg. It's just an example.
This has not been independently verified by Focus on Liberia. But based on what you send me, I can read here for the listening audience. Minister of Finance, Honorable Augustine Kwe Gafwan Lofa. Liberia Revenue Authority, Mr. Double Jala, Commissioner General Lofa. Central Bank of Liberia, Herring Samoa Lofa. Benjamin, Commissioner, National Concession on Small Arms Lofa. Minister of Education, Joso Male Jala, Minister Lofa. National Commission on Small Arms, Lights and Weapons, James Flomoya, who is the chairman, Lofa. Liberia Immigration Authority, Steve Zako, who is not there. He was there as the commissioner, Lofa. General Services Agency, Kotima, Director General, Lofa. National Port Authority, Honorable Sekou Hussein Dukle, Managing Director, Lofa. Liberia Aviation Authority, Julius D. Dennis Jr., Director General, Lofa. Liberia Telecommunication Authority, 4 out of the 5 commissioners from Lofa, your information said. Armed Forces of Liberia, Colonel Davidson T. Fowler, Foley, I think, Chief of Staff, Lofa. Minister of Justice, Augustine C. Faya, Solicitor General, Lofa. Minister of Youth and Sports, Ko Bangalo, Minister, Lofa. Financial Intelligence Agency, Amos Boaka, Deputy, Lofa. Minister of Internal Affairs, Francis Sakale Yemale, Lofa. And this is up to 25 names. Mr. Doe, did you manufacture this information? Because this is something our network is yet to verify. And you are saying 51% of our current government officials are on from Lofa. I don't want to believe this.
You just call it names. Like we said, we can give evidence. Let anybody here call your show and say they're on Lofa. During George Weah time, no one single county had more than 6, 7 officials. No one county during George Weah time. If you put the entire Southeast together, making up of 6 counties, they did not have this number.
All right.
Now, if you want to compare region to region, why if we went ahead and compare Lofa, Nimba, and Bon County together? Almost the entire government from there. So the argument from United Party was always political, and we've always said United Party was based on lies.
Thank you.
The facts are there. Somebody in your comment section is asking if Dukle from Lofa. Yes, Dukle is half Lofa.
Thank you. Let me hold you there. We have an international caller.
Okay.
Sorry, Mr. Doe. We have an international caller. I've been keeping this caller for long. Caller, your name and where you're joining us from. This is Focus on Liberia. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Anthony. I join you from the UK.
Okay.
Yes, I've been very patient. Thank you for accepting me on your line. But I just want to provide some facts to Azedo.
Please.
Into the listening public relative to the misinformation Azedo is spreading on your network.
Go ahead and speak a little louder, please.
Yeah. Yes. The first thing Azedo said was that the CDC was not giving notice to be evicted. I want to dispel that one first. First of all, the New Public Trust newspaper, March 8, 2024, the said Judicial Secret Court, Annex has followed the party evasion of the CDC from the private headquarters.
Okay.
That's one. Another one from the CDC, another notice again. That is, let me see here again, another one. Okay, that is June 3rd. June 3rd, 2025. The Congress for Democratic Change has been issued a final demand to vacate the property. June 3rd, 2025. Then we come down here again, another one, May 30th. 2025, Supreme Court has ruled and ordered the immediate invasion of CDC. That is May 30th, 2025. So all these notices in March 8, 2025 again, another notice was issued through the Johnny, I think Johnny Momo law firm. So all those behavioral legal steps were being followed, but yes, CDC will be adamant, stubborn, and arrogant to vacate the premises of someone who they have failed to pay that person rent over the year. Let me tell you the next one I want to remind us to is that the money you guys pay that you always talking about with receipt that you have been presenting, that money was paid retroactively of the money you've been owing from 2016. When you guys went into negotiation with Mr. Dester, according to what he said and what is the fact is that he demanded that before you guys can talk anything about negotiating, purchasing that land, the first thing you should do is to pay every other dime and cent you were owing him, including the court costs. And you guys put that money together and pay. Right after he had received the money, considering the suffering, the pain, the trauma he had gone through all the years with you guys for his property, he decided all he wanted to do is to get his first money. Soon he got his first money, he said he's not selling the land to you guys. So, as it do, it's good to speak fluently, but it's good to always be honest to the public. For me, my thing is that the ordinary seditions are being lied to by you people. By you people. It's not right. Tell the citizens, tell the citizens the reality.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Anthony, thank you so much. And can you please forward to me all the newspapers?
Can the cutter be on the line for me? I beg you. Or Anthony, can the cutter be on the line? I beg you. Let him be on the line. Yeah, I don't want him to go off. So, my brother, thank God you are calling from you, but it is surprising how you calling from you. You don't know the difference between eviction ruling and the eviction notice, brother. I'm shocked. I'm surprised. I mean, in Europe, you should have at least, not even to experience it, you should have read about it. Everything you are reading over there, my brother, is eviction ruling. If the code rules, the code
just pay attention. He's trying to, he's addressing your concerns. Just pay attention. Brother.
If the code rules in favor of the party that you are granted the authority to evict. The eviction notice, my brother, is different from the eviction ruling. The eviction notice comes at the beset of the eviction ruling. I'm not sure how you can be in Europe and you be doing this. I think I don't know, but it's a little shocking. So the way it works. The way it works, my brother, in Europe, like here in America, and any part of the world, if the landlord gets an eviction ruling, the landlord prepares an eviction notice, sends it over to the sheriff, who then serves the party that you should leave my property. I receive a ruling from the court granting me this, leave my property within 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 days, 4 days, whatever it is. That is the eviction notice. Then they will carry it to you. You will sign it. Then they carry a copy back. My brother, even if you were in court, being in court is not a justification that you are served a ruling. It is also possible that you yourself living in a home may not go in court, but you may be represented by your counsel. That's why you would need to have an eviction notice in your hand, my dear European brother. How can you come on this show and be talking about these things that you should want to have expected you to know about? Even if you are not read about it, at least have you ever received any notice of eviction from the court ruling? Don't you receive eviction notice from the landlord delivered to you by the sheriff, bro? This is crazy. What you are reading, my brother, is the ruling that came from the court, not the notice that was served the CDC. This is what Joseph Boyka doing, spawning out young people. Simple things they should be understanding. They don't even take care to read about it. And now they will come to bring argument that they don't even know about.
All right. Thank you, brother. We're not going to make it a dialogue between you and Mr. Doe. This is a show, and you have your time to call and raise your concerns, and he has addressed them. You can continue to follow the show, okay? We will have to give others the opportunity to participate. Folks, to participate, the number is on the screen, 605-313-6004. Enter the code 719-403#, and that number has also been posted in both Facebook and YouTube live field, and you can go there and grab the number and you will participate. Mr. Doe, we have another caller on our line here. That person is Vincent Doe. Yeah, Vincent Kier, sorry. Mr. Kier, if you can hear me, you are live and you are live and clear. Go ahead with your question, concern, please.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much for the show. Thank you so much for the show. So, Anthony, sometimes, sometimes I really find it hard to really call on your show because it's difficult to even convince you because you are all a buyer. To the issue. Listen. You just listen at the door, how you just lay out for the information about the employment that President Boga has. You guys make policy out of CDC for 6 years regime. You never have evidence of those that were in the government, or you make out of campaign. And then give you evidence of those that were in the government. Even since almost 2 years now, they are not verified any of those things. But you now say, I want evidence. So the issue of the evasion is a see. You're not supposed Boga, you're not supposed your government. As I just said it. Evasion, ruling. And evasion is somebody say you be my host. It's different. It's different. Your evasion and diminution is too different. You can't get evasion the same meaning. It's for the whole property. It's for the whole thing. You can't make policy to the same that you're not seeing reality. And to the issue, the money that we pay is money that we pay. So it's the money that the other man say because the court said they learn for him. So because you not the money back the other man, he's not responsible for that. You want money. Because it's all us. That's different for the money we pay the other man that will know about I have the property. So when you're doing this thing, you're going to balance the argument and make it specific. People understand it. Don't go to the thing, the buyer thing in a thing of 1960. The truth is, we not say the property for us. The property is not for us, but we knew about somebody else that will make a business with. So the man will bring the business with, they will say not for him. The other man can't say, okay, see your bank pay money, I care about me. I want my money. Okay, see that I will pay money to you. We want to buy it. Look at it happening. The man agree about buying. We pay the money that will pay the other man. He said no. I want my money. We pay the money. The man come and say, okay, you pay money. I want to sell it again. You know, it's good for us. So when I do all those things, I'm talking. The country is suffering. You sit down here, you know all the things that happen. You talk about CDC, the violation in our country. And the cabinet building now got point on a CDC. The constitution now be damaged on a CDC. All the things talking about are different. The difference is CDC are better than everybody because the violence in our country, the judge you are capping on. You are dying every minute, every second in our country with drugs. The violence is the same that every day the police case more, the violence is investigation. But you see all the things, you not get that problem with it. But you say, well, if we look at document not very much for university, but you're in the government. But you talk about it's more educated that will not increase it. So you have to be fair. And you have to be fair, Mr. C. Thank you for the show.
Mr. Vincent Kier there taking issue with me, saying that I support the government and that I am not fair. And we have heard you, Mr. Kier. Thank you for dealing with me. I appreciate that. Let me take this caller here. Let me take the caller here, Mr. Vincent Kier. Thank you. Caller with phone number ending in 9042. You are live. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
I call because, I am an ardent follower of FOL because I believe FOL who holds their host to account for the things they say.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I'm a little disappointed tonight. You have this pathological liar on this show, sitting on the show and lying, spewing out lies. And unfortunately, you are not holding him accountable. Why is that?
That's why you are here. Go ahead and hold you accountable, saying I let you down. Go ahead. You have the floor. Help me out here.
So as Joe said a number of things.
Mm-hmm.
He said the CDC, he accusing, in fact, he's not the only person accusing the government of, the demolition exercise that was taking place, that took place on at the CDC headquarters.
Yeah.
The government had nothing to do with that. Well, whatever exercise went on at that headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
The CDC, rather than blame the government, the CDC should blame itself because of its brazen and deliberate refusal to turn over a property that it was illegally occupying. All the government, all the police there was to go in there and assist the sheriff as they were serving the evasion notice. Because we know the CDC. The CDC
were they serving an evasion notice, or were they executing eviction and demolition? Please hold on. We don't talk together. I'm the one asking the question. No, hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. I just want to be clear. This is not a fight between you and myself. My role is to ask questions so that every one of us who are part of the discussion can understand. My question is, were they serving an eviction notice or executing an eviction and a demolition? Which one is that?
They were executing an eviction and demolition. I'm sorry to say that they were executing. They were serving an eviction notice. That was a slip of tongue.
All right, go ahead, brother.
Can I get back on course?
Oh, sure. Go ahead and hold the man accountable. You say I let you down, so go ahead and do that. I need some help here.
Yeah, I'm in the best position to hold him to account for his lies.
Please do so.
Sure. So CDC have been served, the political party CDC have been served notice.
Mm-hmm.
The owner of that property,
mm-hmm.
I believe it's one Dempster.
Yes.
Has been crying time after time, asking the CDC to relinquish, to turn over his property.
Mm-hmm.
CDC have been playing a delaying tactics. Even after the Supreme Court have ruled against it, she had lost the legal fight. While the CDC was still dragging its feet on over the property that it was illegally occupying.
Mm-hmm.
Should the individual, the owner of the property, continue to just sit back and let the CDC continue to delay him when he needs his property and he's not getting the CDC to surrender his property? So the owner went to the government through the civil law court, and the civil law court decided that an evasion must take place. An evasion of the property must take place.
Mm-hmm.
So the evasion took place, and he even requested that building structures that were erected on the property must be demolished.
Thank you.
So how come now these guys are coming our way, blaming the government for eviction and demolition?
Thank you so much. Your point has been made. I appreciate you calling and holding me accountable. You did what I'm sure you wanted me to do that I did not do. I will do better next time. Thank you for calling.
Thank you for allowing me.
All right. Let me bring in another caller here, Mr. Doe. Phone number ending in 2437. Your name and where you're joining us from.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. Yeah, my name is Samuel Kamara. I'm calling from Ohio.
Go ahead. You have a minute.
Okay. Look, I'm kind of concerned. I'm coming from the side of leadership on the part of CDC. I think they should just let this go,
mm-hmm.
and like they should follow the lead of their leader. when he spoke beautifully, I guess yesterday, and he said, look, we are going to let this go, and we construct our own headquarters. Go ahead, because your partner at the studio that admitted that the property was not theirs. Okay, if it is not yours, then forget about it. The political showmanship, if you will. And just go on, construct your own party headquarters and move on with the business of politics so that Liberia can move on. Look, I just read on one of the social media, 5 countries in the world. Liberia was one of them. 5. We got too many things in that country for us to be looking at these kind of things. Let us concentrate on how to develop that country. Hold the government accountable for not developing rather than demolition problem. I mean, that to me is not helping the Liberian people.
Thank you.
That's my only contribution.
Thank you so very much. Our last caller here is the man, Evan Morris. Mr. Morris, you are live.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Sear. Hello to you and your guests. Look, I'm gonna echo what the last caller was saying. You know, the reality is, I don't know what Mr. Doe, Isaac Doe is doing on the show tonight, because your leader has already conceded that the property didn't belong to the CDC. The court has made its ruling, and they effectuated an eviction procedure and a demolition, which is unusual, but that's fine. That's his property. So what are we crying about? We can't cry about spilled milk. The reality is CDC has already made plans that they're going to try to build, a new headquarters, or at least, acquire another headquarters. The government, we know, we don't support this government, but we know that the government is doing a lot of other things that you can have more success on than trying to cry about this eviction, situation. I don't think that, the eviction is illegal in any way, because if you're telling me that you guys, one of the things I wanted to understand is, was the CDC in a lease agreement, in an active term lease agreement with that, with the owner of this company? For example, you live here in Minnesota or in the United States, you have a 12-month lease. Your obligation is to pay rent on time every month. Be a reasonable tenant in terms of keeping noise down and not being a nuisance to your neighbors. And usually your landlord will have no reason to evict you. After that term is over, you have the option to renew your lease if you also agree to renew your lease. You also have that option not to renew your lease for whatever reason. So are you telling me that the CDC was in an active term lease agreement, and was it cut, short abruptly by arbitrary action by the landlord by evicting you, or had your time elapsed, and he decided that he didn't want to rent any more to you? Those are the things that we want to understand, because my understanding is that he didn't violate the lease agreement. He just refused to renew an agreement with the CDC, and he made the price so exorbitant that the CDC thought it wise not to purchase the property for him, which is which is the right thing to do. So I'm a sympathizer of the CDC, and I'm telling you this, Mr. Doe, spend your time and your energy on something more, pronounced that this government is doing that's not helping the Liberian people. Apart from that, let's move on. CDC got 4 or 5 more years to regroup, and I think they can do it. Outside of that, let's keep the party going and not complain about property that didn't belong to you. If the guy can benefit and build his property and make more money from it, let him do it. It's a free country. Let's respect the rule of law, and let's respect everybody's self-determination to get profit from whatever business endeavor they get into. So that would be my point right there. I'll pass the mic to somebody else to make their point.
Thank you, Mr. Morris. Mr. Johnson, Mr. Doe.
All right, thank you. So I think
now you ask it. This is Johnson Doe. Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead. Mr.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sear. Thank you very much, Mr. Sear. I've been following the show.
And thank you for allowing me to ask my question or make a statement.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see, in this kind of arguments, when you say something, you provide a proof. I think those on this show have said things and provided proof. You put them up. Now, other people say the man is a pathological liar, but he's bringing proof, strong evidence. What are they bringing to us? Now, on the show, I'm not a physician. I'm not a eupist, but I'm here to learn. So after those say his lie and brought proof of the lie, you say the truth and there's no evidence of the truth. Who should we believe? Let's leave from that. Let me go to the question of competency, because you put the question about competency. Now, these people that you guys consider competent, I won't call it competent, because if you are competent and corrupt, you are not good for our country at all. You are no use to any society. And that's what the UP, current UP, is right now. They said the CDC government in the past stole thousands of money, had thousands of guns, $16 billion, $15 million. Now they are in power. It's almost 2 years. Where are the prosecutions? Samuel Toy is always backing them. I follow another show. You accuse this man, he come to the country. You say he invested billions of dollars. They robbed the country. Why one person is not in jail for corruption? Why one of them are not in jail now? So who should we believe? Should we believe the UP propaganda, or should we believe somebody that is coming online to express the feeling and bring evidence to that? So Azedo, I think you are doing a very good job tonight, and that's something others should learn from. Thank you very much, Mr. Sia.
Thank you. That was the voice of Mr. Doe Johnson there. Isaac, before you can respond to the callers, you requested that I put this information up. And you're talking about, road that have been constructed in Liberia, paved, reconditioned since 1847. And so here's the information, and you said that this is in the governance document of the Unity Party. Can you, as concisely as you can and briefly, explain this to us, because it meant something to you? Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for bringing it. Before I go to our callers very quickly, exactly as we're saying, these are the facts. The document you are seeing is the arrest agenda prepared by Unity Party government. You see the one in green on the line? Transportation, paved roads. Previous, up to 2017, 745 kilometers. This is what Unity Party is telling us. Not what CDC is saying or me. This is what Bwakai signed. He said up to 2017, from 1847 to 2017, the total kilometer of paved roads Liberia had was 743. Now, 2022, when you look up, you see 2022 to 2024. But then when you look to the source, you will see NPW, GSC, NRF audit 2022. So this data comes from 2022. Now, up to 2022, Liberia had 1,272 kilometer roads paved of the 11,422. That means if you were to do the subtraction between 2017, 745, and 2022, 1,275, that almost 500 plus kilometers of road that CDC paved. This is what the Unity Party is saying. What this means, though, is that the CDC, within a period of 6 years, paved as twice much of a road Liberia has had since 1847, including Unity Party's 12 years of governance. This is fact, not me, not George Weah, not Samuel Twe. This is the Erex agenda on page 87. So you can put it down. These are the facts we like to give. And let me go to our friends. I think the second and third caller said the same thing. I had the notes down. Hopefully I can get to them quickly and see them. So the last caller said the same thing, the truth, that everything I said, I presented facts. So anything I say here, I was saying the document, you put it up. Anything I say, people can dispute it, that's fine. So the two callers said, George, we are spoke yes. The only reason we are here is for our people to get the understanding of what happened. Yes, George, we are said, and we are maintaining that we don't have the property. It is not ours. We are not claiming to have it, but we do have rights as legal tenants. That's where I want to come, Stanton. The other people who call say, I said, don't lie. Not Stanton, sorry, but Mr. C. Yeah. Say, I said, don't lie. They were in the man property. The man been running behind his property and he can't get it. Hey, man, that is not true. Again, Mr. C. Will you kind of help us to put up the receipt that the CDC received from Abraham Dempster? So this is the thing. You cannot give a receipt and take rent from somebody if you think you don't own your property. This is one from the code. There is other two ones. Both the deposit in the bank and the official receipt from Dempster. How will you then say CDC was illegally occupying a place when CDC was paying rent to the man who the court ruled that they placed for him? And don't forget, this receipt is a double payment from CDC because it was two families that were fighting over the property. We already paid to the Bernard's family, but then when the court ruled for the other man, we turn around and pay to him too. The receipt is there. My people, I don't want to say things out of my mouth. I want us to see it with facts. If you pay rent for a property, can somebody say you live in there illegally? How do you live somewhere illegally when you pay rent to the owner of the place? The owner took your money, gave you receipt, then you say you're there illegally? No. The CDC was only saying, because we had an agreement with you that if you ever decide to sell the house, the CDC has the first right of refusal. That will mean the CDC will refuse to buy it before you sell it to anybody else. So why can we go by the law? So no, the CDC wasn't living anywhere illegally. The CDC was staying there legally. When you go to the Supreme Court ruling, the Supreme Court said that CDC established a tenant-landlord relationship for the fact that they pay rent to the landlord, and the landlord accepted the rent and issued a receipt.
So, Mr. Doe, is this the receipt you are talking about?
This is the receipt. And you see Abraham Dempster, he is the one equal to that, his signature here.
And it reads, received from the Congress of Democratic Change CDC the cash amount of United States dollar 360,000 via or through deposit in the account of the unassigned maintained with International Bank Liberia Limited. And the signature here is Vanny Dempster. I think Ibrahim Vanny Dempster, administrator, it says.
So this is what you're saying. Can we get a receipt from Mr. Dempster for a property that we occupy illegally? We only want our people to see that the CDC is a matured and responsible party that will never take the law. Listen, CDC had governance for 6 years. We could have played all of the politics and used the power of the government to take the property. But that's not the nature of the CDC. So we were still paying rent. And the receipt you see, let me reiterate. It is not like we only pay one time. The family got two owners, the two family the property, two families that claiming it. We already paid to 100%. When the court ruled for the other one, that's how we turn around and pay to the other one that the court ruled for. How much can you get from a party that wants to be responsible?
Were you so desperate for this property?
No, we just
that you were
being the
spending
people.
too much money.
No, listen now. We were there from 2004 all the way. We've been paying to the Dempster, the Bernards.
The Bernard.
So in 2023, when the court now turned ahead and ruled for the other man, we had to pay him too because we've been living there. The man said he didn't care for who we gave money to. All we know more pay him. Did you expect us not to pay him? We pay. So after we pay, then we turn to him and say, okay, you say we should negotiate the issue of buying. In no time, he said, no, I want you to buy again. I'll say to different people, so you're moved. He said, no, we get an agreement that we get a first right of refusal by law. And that is legal. So what else did you expect the CDC to do as a legal and responsible tenant? And let's not forget now, Mr. Sear, the first time in the past 2 decades for the CDC to have this issue is now. The United Party has been released of their party headquarters 4 times. You cannot compare the United Party in any case to that of the CDC. Because of the responsible leadership, that's why the CDC has been consistent. We have never had issue with rent. This whole thing is not about rent. It's not rent. It's not like rent. No, we pay rent. It's just the issue of the law. Or are evicting your, no, we get a right to first refusal. Or are evicting your, okay, serve us eviction notice. That's the only thing we say. But bottom line, CDC removing or not does not change anything in Liberia. It does not change the hardship. It does not change the price of commodity. It does not change the suffering. It does not change the exchange of U.S. rate. Nothing. It is only unfortunate and sad that the government is focusing on things that don't truly concern them. The country got too much of a problem for them to focus on things like the CDC party headquarters.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Doe. Our time is about off, and I will want to give you the opportunity for your closing statement. This is definitely a tough time for your party and your fellow partisans. Your leader, President Weah, has spoken that you should let this go and you're going to construct a new home mini headquarters. You now have the opportunity to speak to your fellow partisans as to the way forward.
Fine. So thank you. Before I go to the closing, speaking on the way forward, I want to first touch on something that is important.
Please.
The issue of jobs in our country.
Okay.
And we have consistently said that the records of the CDC cannot be matched. And our people made one of the biggest mistakes to have turned our country around. Listen, my brother, in government, one of the things that I will admit, we did not forcefully sell our achievements to the Liberian people. The opposition overpowered us with propaganda, and the people bought the propaganda. Somebody came and said, George, we have built 47 houses in 6 months. How could I have told someone that it's not true? It is not possible for somebody to build 47 cement buildings in 6 months. Impossible. Think about it. To even build one building, sometimes it will take years because the cement will dry before you put other stuff. It's not possible. In fact, how could I have told someone that Georgia in the first place, he get 47? The amount of building in Georgia house is like 17. And let's be fair. You think that George Weah as a person cannot get $1-2 million to build houses of his own? George Weah's son alone able to give him $2 million to build houses. Even George Solo was on Spoon and said he was with George Weah when George Weah started clearing the land. Look at the time George Solo left George Weah, 2014. That meant George Weah started clearing the land from 2014 to start building in 2015. But out of since Georgia being 2015, nobody was taking pictures to putting it on the Facebook. So by the time the places were completed and Georgia became president, the picture couldn't say, "Oh, Georgia built house in 6 months." But how can you build house in 6 months? How? Cement building? Cement? Not possible. Everyone that built house. Now we move from there. They say CDC killed auditors. Better? The same people that say CDC killed auditors are now in power. We have been begging them to persecute CDC for killing auditors. Up to today, they are not persecuted a single person. These were the lies that we suffered. We suffered. The people that even passed away, unfortunately, were not auditors. 2 of them were auditors. But the 2 auditors were auditing to bring money to government. They said we were stealing. How do you kill someone that brings you money for you to steal it? The people were performing government audit against businesses to bring money to government. But these were the things we couldn't explain. They moved from there, they said 16 billion loss. Even though we even tell America you can't to do audit, they did audit and say that lie. Today, we begging Joseph Barker to persecute people for 16 billion. These were the lies we suffered. The people bought this. Now I want to enter the issue of drugs. They said, George, we are into nothing for drugs. Brother, I don't like to talk things without evidence. I just send you something that I'm about to talk about. I was at the event post. I used to be in office up to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes you can call me. The youth leaders, Gandhi, they can come to me in the office sometimes when we were putting our brain together to camp our programs to solve our drugs problem in Liberia. 2018, we started with a program called the SEED, Social, Economic, and Empowerment for Disadvantaged Youth. That was a pilot project so we can test how that could have worked. That project should have dealt with 480 persons, but we ended up with 520 people. At-risk youth, Zogos. We took them from the street, rehabilitated them, kept them through skills training, gave them tools to start doing something. Right now, I got a picture from one person who attended that project. Today, he can do scrap things. He was a real man on the street. After that project ended, we went to an emergency phase of the at-risk youth project. It is that emergency phase, because we thought we couldn't wait, that we managed to launch the nationwide at-risk youth project that, in our estimate, will have taken the government at least 10 years to completely get done with the issue of at-risk youth on the street. That project was a collaboration between the government and the John UN. What I just sent you is the signatures from the UN and the government, from the UN pledging $6 million towards that project, and that $6 million came in Liberia at how you call the bank? The bank that is up Broad Street over there at
IT Bank.
No, not IT Bank Limited. The bank with the red
Access Bank, maybe.
Africa Bank, some Africa. I just forgot the name, man.
It's not Access Bank. It's not International Bank Limited.
Not Access Bank. It got African name, man. African name.
Yeah, you were there and worked there for 6 years.
I want to be sure because I don't want to call anything that is not right.
Yeah, but go ahead, may come to you.
Right.
Go ahead.
So let me go ahead. Hopefully I will get the name here. And I don't know why I'm not getting the name. All the other banks. UBA, United Bank for Africa, UBA. The UN brought in Liberia. Not that they will bring this document. These are the signatories. MYS, you see the UN, you see Ministry of Finance, you see all of the people that signed. When you go to the next string, I say, you may have to be truthful. The next string has the amount that they brought in Liberia to start up with this whole Zogo project. The money is there. The only thing the people needed was for us to start, because we had the infrastructure in place, we had the technical team in place, we had the centers built across the place that would take the people from the street, carry them to places and rehabilitate them. When we left from government, President Bouaka changed everything. And I can confirm to you that the UN has reprogrammed this money because according to them, the government now did not show any plan of what they wanted to do. Since they have this matter, what we left in place. Is it this not hurtful? Is it not hurtful? In addition to this bad leadership, where the UN had to reprogram money meant to fight drugs in Liberia, Ministry of Finance said they gave Ministry of Youth and Sports. This is it. You can see over there. I circle the whole thing. You can see project total 3 million. One from the PBF fund, 3 million, and the total is 6 million. You can see it right here. These are evidence, nothing I'm saying from my mouth. And I can also send you the other one because I won't be sure. Ministry of Finance said in their official report that they gave Ministry of Youth and Sports 915,000 for the same at risk youth jobs. Ministry of Youth and Sports reported that they received 500,000 from Ministry of Finance. Who got the other 400,000? Who got it? That 400,000, where it came from? Ministry of Finance said in their report, their official report, that they gave Ministry of Youth and Sports 915,000. Go to the 2024 Autumn report, you will see it. But
Mr.
Ministry of Youth and Sports, I want to end quickly in 1 minute.
Yeah,
the Ministry of Youth and Sports say they only received 500,000. Who ate the balance 400,000? In addition to it, look at the report that Ministry of Youth and Sports brought. They said they spent 117,000 on graduation. Amen. Graduation for people to march in line. 127 persons that we work on. You spend 117,000 on it. This is not a fair government we are having. But let me close on this. Fellow citizens, CDC is a party for you and all Liberians. Yes, we could have done more when we're in government. I wish we did more. But I can tell you what the CDC did cannot be replicated. That's the reason why the CDC is in the best position to come back, and CDC will come back. Right now, everyone should be happy for the fact that United Party broke down the offices that hosted us. They did not break our movement. And we are
what is happening to my guest here? Did I lose him? This is go ahead.
Yeah. So we are encouraging every citizen to be in readiness to ensure we contribute to have our state-of-the-art headquarters, proving that we are a serious political party ready again for leadership. We made mistakes when we're in government. We have since learned. You know, when you are on a field, you can see your mistake. When they bring you down, you can see your mistake so that when you go back there, you know what to do. We can guarantee the Liberian people that our second coming will be better than our first coming. Because things we did not know when we first came, now we know. After 6 years of governance, we have learned. Unlike the United Party that stayed 12 years and still seem not to have grabbed anything, we are coming back with more preparedness. We are coming back with educated people. Almost everyone that was in the government going to school, doing different things. We want to trust and get the Liberian people our word that the CDC will come back stronger. The CDC will take the leadership of Liberia. The CDC will restore hope, restore the rule of law. And of course, the CDC will do more than it did to ensure that the people of Liberia can have a better country. In as much as we know we did what we did in our best and we recognize our shortcomings, we have since went over all of those things. That's why President Weah is ready. And you can take my word for it. Weah is coming back. Thank you.
How is he coming back? As a candidate for senator?
He's coming back. 2020, 2030, we are inaugurating George Weah.
All right. Thank you, Isaac. Mr. Doe, thank you for joining us tonight. The demolition of CDC headquarters is more than a dispute over land or building. It is a test of Liberia's democracy. When opposition parties are weakened, not at the ballot box, but through force and state power, the very foundation of political pluralism is threatened. This movement demands sober reflection, not just from the CDC, but from all Liberians. Today, it is one party's headquarters. Tomorrow, it could be another. If we accept silence now, we normalize intolerance later. Liberal democracy will only survive if leaders govern with fairness, if opposition remain resilient, and if the people refuse to be bystanders. To our audience across Liberia and the diaspora, remain vigilant, remain engaged. Power concedes nothing without demand, and the defense of democracy is not the duty of politicians alone. It belongs to every citizen. Good night, and may Liberia rise above politics of destruction toward politics of nation building. My name is Anthony Seed, and I brought to you yet another exciting edition of the Hour of Politics. And until we see again, we close with our song that says, "We are all Liberians." Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.
We are Liberians. Liberia is our home. Liberian people. Liberia.